Oh, there we go.
Well,
and they're off. There we go. All right. Well, we'll try to do our best with the commentary here, but the main speed mechanic of the Plague Knight campaign is to basically stay in the air as much as possible, jump, explode, do another
hold attack,
jump.
burst,
Yeah,
double jump, that kind of stuff.
yeah, because when you're in the air doing your burst, you get a lot of speed, and obviously speed is good, so you want to stay in the air as long as possible to keep up that maximum speed.
As far as I know, the bursting mechanic is, I believe it's the fastest mechanic in the game.
Yes, definitely
followed
faster
by-
than any of the other two characters.
Yeah.
What you see the players going through now is Dirt Mountain, which is kind of a difficult path to navigate. Also due to slime RNG and just of Plague Knight's nature of throwing bombs, but both players get through it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we actually have the Screen Wrap, formerly known from Shovel Knight as the Bubble Wrap, and
Yes,
yep.
This was first discovered in the Plague Knight campaign.
Whoa!
And whoa! What happened to DOSBox?
How did he die?
That is a good question.
I've never seen that before, ever.
Did he screen wrap into the leftmost screen?
I think he might have,
but-
yeah.
And just triggered the death trigger in the pit? I've never seen that before.
I'd never seen that before either. But I mean, both of us are rookie Plague Knight guys, so maybe that's a common thing, who knows. But I'd never seen that before.
Well, at least he's getting the stun lock perfect.
Right.
On Black Knight. That can actually be a little difficult as far as I know, because he can jump out of it and just start moving around and make things very difficult.
But the good thing about Plague Knight is you don't actually break any checkpoints in this route. And since it's early and just how quick Plague moves around, you won't lose that much time because of it. And both players were able to take out the first boss, Black Knight, pretty quickly too. I think both of them got the stun lock. So Falco's going to start a little bit behind, but it is very, very early still. And we see VB navigating through the village. Plague Knight is not allowed in the main part of the village like Shovel Knight is, so he's got to go underground and meet up with his, I guess, his sweetheart Mona, for plot reasons. And both players are going through Pridemore Keep currently. Now, Pridemore Keep is not a very difficult level, but it is very hard and very difficult to maintain your speed just because of how many low ceilings there are in this level. And one thing you might also notice as a VB gets kind of hit by the ant there is that in terms of taking damage, the recoil that you get from taking damage is a lot bigger than Shovel Knight and the Spectre Knight campaign. So sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to control Plague Knight through damage boosts that you see a lot of the players taking. Especially if it's damage boosts that weren't meant to happen. Wow, the sync. Very, very awesome. And both players are at King Knight. And both players take King Knight out down at about the same time. Pretty decent kills by both players. King Knight can be a little bit difficult, just based off of where you have to throw bombs, or Plague Knight's main attacking ability. And sometimes you have to predict where King Knight is going to go through and shoot the bombs at him to do damage. And both players are moving on to the Lich Yard.
You hear me now?
Yep, we hear you.
Thought I was muted for a second.
Seems like Engage might be having some technical difficulties.
No, I had to shut off my mic for a second.
Ah.
For whatever reason, when I turn it back on, it cuts off the Discord mic. So I have to kind of reset it.
We can hear you now, though. Well, at least I can.
Did the stream? Oh, there it goes. Okay.
So, nothing too complicated, really, in the Lich Yard. There is, in a couple of screens, there is going to be a spot where both players will have to deal with some frog RNG, and will have to bounce a skull to move a platform. It should be... Oh, VB.
VB taking a death there.
Yeah, VB taking a death. That frog can be a little bit annoying, and because if you hit the spikes, that's it. That counts as a death.
Yeah.
And that frog just kind of sitting there sleeping can be very annoying. DOSBoxFalco opting to kill the first frog, and he gets through the room quite well. VB's got to play some catch up here, as he has yet to navigate the deadly frog room. DOSBox kind of going into the dark platform room.
Much easier to navigate than it is with Shovel Knight.
Oh yeah.
This burst, and he bursts up to the platform here, so we can get a good start on the.
So Spectre Knight also has RNG elements, just like in the Shovel Knight campaign and the Shovel Knight speed run.
Oh, DOSBox can't quite lock Spectre Knight in the corner there.
Yep. So in typical Plague Knight runs, you want to see if you can't lock down Spectre Knight into one area and just hit him for multiple damage. Not being able to do that kind of wastes a couple of seconds. So we'll see if VB will catch up here. Also, DOSBox not getting the good RNG for Spectre Knight.
BB didn't get the first lock, but on the first teleport, he was able to spam a few bombs.
Yeah. Ooh, good prediction by VB to tell where Spectre Knight was going to be able to attempt to predict the coin flip.
Yes.
So on that second cycle, Spectre Knight actually, it's a 50-50 shot whether he appears on the bottom left or the bottom right. Alright, now we have the Explodatorium. And the Explodatorium, well, it's not an easy level.
Yeah, much like in all versions of this, for all characters, there's a pot cycle that begins as soon as the stage loads. And that determines how fast you'll be going through the stage.
And there's a couple of cycles too, with the pot cycles and the flame cycles too.
Yep.
Falco actually getting a pretty good pot cycle there, not having to deal with it really at all.
Yeah, you just go up over the top there. Nice damage boost there. Okay. Oh.
Which, by the way, we should also mention that with Plague Knight's attacks, as he throws bombs, also his exploding mechanic also does a point of damage to an enemy. as you guys have probably been able to tell. Ooh, BB having a little trouble there. Man, DOSBoxFalco got through the Alchemeister pretty quickly. Yep. And, what is it? It's 23 hits on the Alchemeister. Isn't it 23 or 24?
I think it's 24.
24? So, oddly enough, it has the highest HP out of anyone in the game, including all the bosses. I don't know why that was a thing, but they decided to make that a thing for the boss.
Yeah. So, coming up on the Shovel Knight fight here, and if you'll notice, DOSBox has 4 health left. You know, 2 hold, which is like a half, whatever. So he's getting Shovel Knight into the corner here. There are things Shovel Knight can do if you have more health.
Really Icors.
The main thing he does if you have high health is that he uses a phase locket. But if you have low health, he won't use it, and you can stun lock him to death. As DOSBox just demonstrated right there.
Yeah, he actually used the Icors really early in the fight, so...
And now we'll see if VB can accomplish the same thing.
Mm-hmm. He's only at 1 health. By the way, Shovel Knight can, he can get out of the stun lock by throwing an anchor at you.
Come on, yes.
Yeah, VB also with a really good fight. Both players had really good Shovel Knight fights. We might see a little bit of a change in route here. Some players like to go to the Iron Whale. After this, some players go to the Lost City. I'm pretty certain both players are going to go to the Lost City, but... I see DOSBox going through,
Lost City.
Or the Beetle Skip 1, I should say.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, VB is opting to go into the Treasure Knight stage. So, it'll be hard to tell who is ahead until after both of these players complete both stages. And you see on DOSBoxFalco's screen, that's kind of a hard room to navigate because if you explode on the platforms explode.
Yeah,
so...
and if you're on the bottom platform and you don't have a burst ready, you're as good as dead.
Yeah. We don't want to see Plague Knight melt away.
Meanwhile, you see Plague Knight in Iron Will going a lot faster due to the unique water mechanics in this game. And getting through the tentacle room there very nicely.
Although the falling mechanic in water is quite slow.
Here we have 420 fish, and meanwhile DOSBox is
he's already on Mole Knight.
Right?
It has a very quick Lost City stage.
And takes care of him.
Wow, good one cycle on for VB on 420 fish.
Yes.
Yeah, VB opted to get that checkpoint. Pretty quick checkpoint to get. Obviously, you got to be safe in the tournament match.
Yeah. Not to mention this next room can be a bit tricky.
Yeah. Now, one mistimed explosion or one mistimed jump can kind of throw you off in that room, and with the anchors, it can be a little bit confusing.
Another interesting mechanic in this game as VB takes on Treasure Knight is in earlier versions of the game, you were able to hold a burst charge as you were screen transitioning, and as you come into the next screen, you're able to burst farther than you normally would, particularly when it comes to this boss room. So if you burst into a room, you'd end up much closer to the boss than normal. And it appears that the more recent updates of this game have kind of disabled that a bit. Although it's still possible, it's just frame perfect now. You'll only ever see it in a task run.
Oh, the good old task run.
Yes.
And it's another gameplay mechanic is that it is very, very good for people to hold down or to explode into a screen. That way they can get their next charge boost ready, so they can explode right in the middle of a screen transition. So that still is optimal.
Right.
Another very basic speedrunning mechanic for this game. And DOSBoxFalco not wanting or deciding not to get that checkpoint. Must be feeling very confident going into this room.
Oh yeah.
Taking the damage boost off the anchor.
That's very nice.
Oof. I'm sure these runners know what they're doing, but it always scares me in Lost City, especially with the exploding platforms.
I also noticed that VB used a health potion, so he has an extra unit of health.
Yeah, this is I believe this is the only game where you actually start off with being able to get health potions and being able to recover health.
Yeah.
Very interesting gameplay mechanic. So it looks like DOSBoxFalco has taken back a little bit more of a lead.
Yeah. Very nice small fight from VB. As DOSBox is now moving on to, I believe he's going to do Clockwork Tower or Polar Knight.
So VB's about 37.
Oh no, he's going to Propeller first. Sorry.
Yep.
Because he has to pick up the only relic we will be getting.
Yeah, the only relic that we use in this route is the Staff of Striking. Or at least most of the players, 99% of the players only use the Staff of Striking. And a little bit of a difficult Java room to maneuver, but DOSBox gets it very, very quickly. Heading into the Dingy Dropper fight.
Dingy Drop. Here we go.
Pretty good fight. Oh, ladders are hard.
Ladders.
And sometimes if you don't climb the ladder quite high enough, sometimes instead of jumping up, you'll just drop from the ladder.
Yep.
Very, very easy mistake to do, but it's embarrassing when it happens.
Yeah.
But the Staff of Striking, it costs a grand total of 9,000 gold to purchase. And what it allows you to do, it's basically Plague Knight's way of getting a quick hit in.
It's his melee attack.
Oh.
Oh, DOSBox going back.
Didn't like
didn't like that Java's what that jaw was doing, so he just got right out of there.
That's actually a pretty intelligent way to go through that. Don't like the Jawa RNG, just go in and out. And VB now purchasing the Staff of Striking. And waiting on the fan cycle there. Those fans, they do blow you pretty hard.
Yeah. You said it, not me. Hey. That's what you doing. Okay, there it goes.
And DOSBox coming up to a very interesting, can sometimes be difficult fan room. Yeah, he's opting to get the checkpoint.
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
Yeah, he's gonna take it safe. There's a faster way through this room, I think, but yeah, it's really hard to pull off.
Yeah, very difficult to pull off. And it navigates the second fan cycle or the fan room very well. And now we're kind of up to the Propeller Knight stage. Oh. Or, not Propeller Knight stage, but the Propeller Knight fight. Oh, jeez. Yes. And you can see DOSBox using the exploding jump to damage Propeller Knight.
Oh, come on.
Wasn't able to get the fastest kill. Oh! Alright, good kill by DOSBox.
Yes.
I was afraid he was going to fall off on the right side there.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see how VB does with the fight. Got in a little bit too much damage there. Not sure if that's what he was going for.
And now he has to wait for his magic bar to recharge.
And he gets the kill anyway.
And as we see Propeller Knight die in French, we see DOSBox doing the second Black Knight fight. Which is slightly more difficult than the first one, because Black Knight has much more of a tendency to break out of stun locks here.
Yeah, and he's got some more abilities to use at his disposal, and he also has full life, too. He has full 20 hits. Or regular hits, I should say. And it's a fight we cannot skip, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Due to plot reasons. This is often referred to as the Plot Knight fight.
Oh. Come on, stun him. Oh. Very nice fight from VB.
Yeah, sometimes if Black Knight switches positions when he gets damaged, he can run into you and also do damage to you, so sometimes that can break up the stun lock. Very nice damage boost by DOSBox there. If you're fast enough, you can get hit by the mage's ice
orb
thing, and just take a small damage boost. Whoa. Don't exit out of the game, VB.
Yeah. VB getting the magic upgrade right now. 2 magic upgrades, sorry.
Yeah, some people choose to get that magic upgrade after the Polar Knight stage. VB deciding to get it now, though.
Oh, okay. There's another difficult room with the Hammer Brothers in there.
Yep. Oh! BB not able to get the damage boost. But he gets the second one. And he also gets the checkpoint.
Nice backup.
And DOSBox getting up to the spiked...
The spike way.
Kind of a hard room to navigate.
Ooh, that was very close. Get the food, please. Thank you.
Yeah. And as you can tell, especially at this stage, when there's a lot of vertical movement by Plague Knight, that after Plague Knight jumps or explodes in the air, he drops like a rock. He drops very, very quickly, so sometimes it is very difficult to time different jumps when Plague Knight is falling. So it takes a lot of good reaction skills and a lot of practice.
Oh,
Oh.
don't! Oh no, VB taking it.
Yeah, I think VB was trying to explode, so he get some iframes against the little purple blue wolf thing.
Yeah.
And just wasn't able to react fast enough, or didn't have his explosion ready, I think.
Yeah.
And DOSBox is heading to the Clockwork Tower.
See how VB navigates this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is a difficult room to navigate through. Not much to say about Clockwork Tower as VB takes on Polar Knight. DOSBox is coming up on a sort of semi-auto-scroller, and it is very easy. Well, I should say it's easy, but you can skip through a big portion of this auto-scroller by using a combination of damage boosts and exploding.
And bursts, yes. Very nice from DOSBox there.
Yep, very, very nice.
Crap. Skipping that checkpoint.
But getting to health.
Yeah.
The wall turkey. And then coming up on the second auto-scroller, which unfortunately you cannot skip.
Yeah.
We'll see if DOSBox does any scary swag moves to make my heart leap. And you can see on VV's screen he's using the Staff of Striking to eliminate some of those dirt blocks. It is definitely way faster to use that than any of Plague Knight's bomb throwing abilities.
Right. And now DOSBox is on the Tinker 1 fight, which you can't one-shot him with the gear in here, but you can shred him apart with the Staff of Striking.
Yep, I believe to make up for the fact that you aren't able to use the gear, or Plague Knight's not able to use the gear, Tinker Knight actually takes 2 hits of damage instead of 1.
Yep. And we'll see how...
Wow.
Oh, very nice from DOSBox there.
Very quick fight. Do not blink, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely the fastest of the Tinker 2 fights between all 3 characters.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, what? Come on. Come on.
Don't scare us like that, BB.
No, stream's frozen on my side.
Oh. And DOSBox is now going through Tower 1. As VB easily takes down the first Tinker Knight fight.
Ah, there we go. Just had to refresh, and DOSBox is now on Tower 1.
The pressure section.
Yeah.
And VB takes care of Tinker 2.
Yeah, he ran out of magic, so he had to wait for the... Oh, and DOSBox getting crushed.
Not able to go through the crusher section. So, not a huge time loss, though, as there is a checkpoint right in that same screen.
Right.
So that is kind of a difficult exploding jump that you have to take there in the crusher section.
Yeah. There we go. This time he makes it through. That burst ready.
Ooh, having a little bit of trouble navigating through the pot cycle and the chompies. Was able to navigate it. This room can cause some trouble, the chandelier room, just because of those spikes. You don't want to get nailed by the spikes.
Ooh, oh!
Yeah.
DOSBox opting to go for the bottom route, which is a lot more difficult than going through the top route.
Yeah, but quite a bit faster.
Yep.
So in the upcoming room that DOSBoxFalco's about to go in, typically we have to wait on this Java, or Java's a little difficult to navigate through. It's no problem for Plague Knight. And now we have Black Knight 3.
So, the progression on these fights are pretty staggering, particularly the third fight, because as you can see,
Wow.
Mr. Black Knight's right. Wow. Okay,
Very
never
quick
mind.
fight.
I thought that fight would be much more difficult the way it was going, but DOSBox apparently did not care.
Well, typically, from what I've seen from other runners do, is that they aren't able to skip the cycle where Black Knight 3 just starts shooting pink.
Yeah, his Akuma phase.
But DOSBox was able to skip that. They go right into Black Knight 3's flying phase. When he gets up in the air, you can get a lot of damage on him. I believe the stun lock is technically possible in Black Knight 3, but I'm not sure if anyone's able to pull that off.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. Don't quote me on that, though.
Oh, BB. Okay.
And DOSBox about to go through what Eric DLC likes to call the Mario Maker section, because
yes.
looks like somebody just took the Shovel Knight data and just made a Mario Maker level out of it, with all the ice blocks and slimes.
Yeah. See how VV does here on Black Knight 3.
Yeah.
And here's the Akuma phase.
So you aren't able to stop any of these attacks, unfortunately. You just gotta wait it through. But VB able to take him down very nicely. And DOSBox is already at the auto-scroller in Tower 2.
The last auto-scroller.
Yeah, the last auto-scroller. And this is the auto-scroller right before the boss rush.
Yes.
And the boss rush for Plague Knight is a little bit different than Shovel Knight.
Yeah, there's some prerequisites to make this go fast.
Obviously, Polar Knight will be one of the first 3 bosses, just to make it a little bit more fair on the player. They didn't want the last boss, they didn't want you dying with full health to spikes. But Shovel Knight will always be the last boss in Boss Rush.
Yeah. Yeah, a little trouble there with the Mario Maker room, but it makes it through. DOSBox, looks like he gets Mole Knight first.
Now, you'll be seeing Falco maybe taking some extra damage here.
Ooh, very nice.
Taking some extra damage here and there, and sometimes it will be on purpose, because, again, with Shovel Knight, you have to have your health... Oh, wow, VB, taking a death there on the spikes.
What happened there? I didn't see that. Did he just walk right into him?
Yeah, I think he pushed up a little too late or went across the ladder too quickly.
Yeah.
But anyway, you still need to have 2 or less health for the Shovel Knight fight to make sure that he doesn't start using his phase locket and granting invincibility and also making lost time.
Oh.
And you'll also see Falco hitting the turkey plates, but not actually getting the health for it. And that's because we want to see if we can't manage our health very well without, you know, getting a full heal out of it, just because of the Shovel Knight fight.
Taking down Tinker very nicely there. Ooh. There's a little difficulty with Tinker 2 here.
Yep.
It's gonna have to wait for the second charge. Ugh. Oh boy. He's kind of in a tricky spot here because he's got 2 knights left and only
2
4 health. He may have to use a potion. Oh, for the love of God, use a potion. There you go.
And VB is now getting started on Boss Rush. Yeah, the players can use any of the health potions that they picked up to kind of also maintain their health without going too crazy.
Stay alive. Nice juggle there.
Good juggle. He's got 1 health left. Yeah, very smart move there. And VB moved on to King Knight.
And DOSBox is set up perfectly for the Shovel Knight fight.
So, Shovel Knight's just a little bit more difficult because you don't have the blocks to get him stuck, but you also have the Staff of Striking, so that can make things just a little bit easier.
Don't die, please.
But Shovel Knight can still pogo you.
Very nice. Very nice from DOSBox there.
And you can see that Shovel Knight's, even though you're playing as Plague Knight, Shovel Knight still remains victorious.
Yep.
Wow, very good kill by VB on Tinker 2.
Gonna be interesting to see how VB manages his health care because he did opt to get full health before entering the room.
So he'll have to take quite a bit of damage.
Oh yeah, interesting thing about the boss fights here, that when they start, you actually have a little bit of invincibility, which is why you saw VB walk into Treasure Knight there without taking any damage. I think that was a developer's way of preventing a cheap death should one of the knights spawn right on top of you and like you're at low health.
Yeah. Or rather, I think it's that the knights don't actually hurt you, but I think like things like King Knight Confetti and Plague Knight exploding bombs can still kill you if they are left over from the previous fight, as I have had that happen before.
Right.
In Shovel Knight. And DOSBoxFalco going to Enchantress.
Oh,
and,
wow! What did VB? I think he extended his health a little too early there, because okay, I think he recovered.
So very quick fight on DOSBox though, with the Enchantress fight.
And VB takes care of Shovel Knight. Yeah, I thought for a minute there that the way VB had his health set up, that it was getting set up for Shovel Knight to phase lock it and make the fight much more difficult.
So you see DOSBox going against the second to last boss, the Plague of Shadows.
Which is basically just a mirror match with Plague Knight.
So I heard it, I don't remember who I heard it from, I don't remember if it was Eric, but somebody had mentioned that you can actually wait on the fight for 43 seconds and then it's over with, or something along those lines?
Yeah, I think you first learned that when we were playing as Shovel Knight. When you enter Plague Knight's boss fight, you just stand there and literally nothing doesn't hurt you. And then after a while, he just dies. But I think they fixed it or changed it so that instead of dying, the game actually crashes. As DOSBox finishing up his race with a time of 42:36.
So about 50 seconds away from his PB. So GG for DOSBox. DOSBoxFalco. And let's see how VB finishes up.
I think he missed a burst just now. Ooh, this could, oh.
Yeah,
he's just gonna take an intentional death there.
Not able to get the damage he wanted to on Enchantress. That actually might be faster.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to
there
burst right in front of her face and then...
Missing a couple of Staff of Striking hits. Wow.
Oh, very nice. If he didn't have a magic extension, that would not have worked.
Right. And now let's see how VB handles Plague of Shadows. And Plague of Shadows, he is exactly like he is in the Shovel Knight campaign.
Yeah.
Very hard to predict. Jumps all over the place. Throws bombs very quick. Has random bats appear. Although good kill by VB as well.
finals, the final boss. You wanna hit the washing machine and then wait for the plague to open his mouth and just spam staff of striking until he's dead.
Yeah. There's a couple of cycles. Ooh, I think that's a 3 cycle.
That is definitely a 3 cycle.
So I think there's a couple of different things that what is it, the boss that can do that suck time away, but
yeah, shoot lettuce, shoot lasers, jump around, all that kind of stuff.
But GG for VB. GG for VB. Alright, let's see if we have some time for interviews. Does anyone want to do an interview? Does anyone want to do an interview?
Everybody get in here.
Or go into the waiting room. We'll pull you in if we need to.
No, Troy, you weren't racing.
Alright, I think both players are going to do interviews. I'll pull
Oh,
them
they're in the waiting room here.
I think I'll pull them in. I thought I could pull people in.
We can do this. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I got him.
Excellent.
And we got both of them. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, just because we got both of you in here.
First, I'm DOSBoxFalco. I'm the guy that got the 42 on screen.
Hi, I'm VV. I got a 45-30. I don't even remember. Something like that.
Yeah.
Very, very good race by both of you.
Yeah, I went a lot better than I thought it would. Valky's way too good though.
I mean, both of you had deaths in some unexpected places.
Explain the rap death, because I.
Oh, you died to rap?
Yes, I died to rap.
That was really.
I made sure. I tried to make sure hit the top, because if you hit the top when you're doing the rap, you'll fall into a bottomless pit that's above you and die.
Ah, there we go. That's
and,
probably.
And I waited a little bit. I waited a little bit, and I was like, okay, I won't hit it for sure. I know my positioning's off, but I won't hit it. And I hit it anyway, and I was like, ah. This one overall just went like completely bonkers.
I think I died in Lichard, I died in Stranded Ship.
Minus planes. Oh, final one. I got crushed.
Yeah, you died to the Crusher section, which, unfortunate, but it's not a huge time loss at the same time, since there's a checkpoint right there.
25 seconds, which isn't horrible.
You both did much better than me or Wes would have done. So we have absolutely zero experience running Plague Knight.
That's not fair. It's like saying that if you get like a 72 in Shovel, say, oh well, I couldn't have done any near as good as that. It was a good race. I was scared the whole time because I didn't know what pace VB was on.
Yeah, I think you had like about half a stage to a stage on VB at some points.
Yeah, it remained pretty close. I think there's a couple of times where VB was actually ahead. It wasn't until you guys actually split off. One of you went to Lost City, the other went to
Iron
Whale. And that's
oh, my Stranded Ship was really good. That was the best split. So
It was good too. My Tinker is my gold now.
Oh, very nice.
Insane. Even though it was really bad, it was really good.
Oh, I did on Corrupted Essence. I did 2 cycles, or 3 cycles, but I had half a bubble left on the second cycle, and I was really sad about that.
That sucks.
I actually split early.
It's fine.
You almost blew the Shovel Knight fight too, because when I saw the fight started, you immediately used your potions to regain health.
Oh yeah, I did that because I ran out of magic, so I wanted to give myself some health, like in case so he could hit me a few times while my magic came out.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
Almost died 3 times to Blue Man. I was like scared.
Oh yeah, that was very concerning.
Thank goodness for the pause button, or else I would not have survived that.
Yeah, I was literally screaming at you, use the potions!
I mean, I'm so glad that I got the 5 safety potions.
Yeah,
Like, where should I get safety potions? And that was all the places I should have, and it was really good.
Yeah, those potions can be really, really helpful.
Oh, when I was doing my potion menu, there was one point when I accidentally chose the option quit to desktop.
Yeah,
I saw that. That was
really funny. That would have been the most epic way to throw of all time if I did that.
The best throw ever.
But yeah, good race.
Yes.
Jeez.
Alright.
How much was that? How much was the Tinker Gold? 7 seconds of a Tinker Gold. That's pretty good.
Oh, really nice. What does that put your sum of best?
5. Wow. That's one good boss rush away from sub 40, and then I can go after times.
Very nice. Alright. Thank you both again for good race. Congrats to DOSBox.
Yeah, congrats.
I guess we'll see VB in the losers bracket coming up.
Yep, he will go on to face. I apologize if I'm gonna annihilate this username, but Laurie the Beaver.
Laurie's an up and comer. She's like
Laurie's getting pretty
good.
I think she has like a 46 now.
Oh, wow! Very
for like 3 weeks, and that's pretty good for 3 weeks.
And DOSBox will move on to take on the man with the toast, Breadpan.
Oh, well that's
can't wait to get
because he'll just reset in planes, and that's a forfeit.
Yeah. Don't worry, VB. I spared you the trouble of getting demolished by Bread. Because I know I'm gonna get like a 45, and he's...
Yeah, I was looking at the bracket, and I was like, okay, so even if I do win against Falco, next is Breadpan. So I'm going to lose either round 1 or 2.
I have 1% chance. That's how much I give myself.
He's really good.
And coming up tomorrow for the Plague of Shadows tournament, we have Primorix taking on Touch the Goose in Losers Round 1. That'll be at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So that should also be a good race, as I've seen Touch the Goose has been improving his runs very, very quickly.
Well, you won't have to
He's starting to stunt.
Go ahead.
But I think that'll wrap it up for us here on Speed Gaming 2. I have no idea what is up next. I cannot find the Speed Gaming 2 schedule. So whatever is up next, I guess we'll leave you to it. If there's nothing up next, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. I am Wes Beardtooth.
And I am Engage. And everybody have a good night.
Yep, have a wonderful night.
Right.
See ya.